What I'm saying is, it's very important. Teach these babies how to be young bosses and young businessmen and businesswomen. They ain't teaching us how to do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, that voice you just heard right there, Heather B. That's one of the strongest voices that hip-hop has had in the past couple of decades when he first came up on the scene as a young man and redefined the way an MC presents his lyrics, his style. Over the years, this man has been consistent from the coming back in 1996 when he was just a yearling, Heather B. all the way to 2020.
I like that. Okay,
he was a yearling.
All right.
He was a baby dragon. He wasn't the dragon he is now.
Before he became a dungeon dragon, he was a baby dragon. Okay, so I like this. I like where you're going. Okay, before the dungeon.
Come on.
All right.
Extinction Level Event came out back in 97. This man has been so consistent as a lyricist. I don't know. They might have to check his P. It might be something in his P, Heather B, that gives him a boost. Because lyrically, he cannot be denied. I've been listening to this album, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm baffled by Extinction Level Event 2, The Wrath of God, because I don't know where he gets it from. But he's here to talk about it today. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for an icon. Give it up for a pioneer. Give it up for a vanguard. Give it up for a man of the people. Give it up for a god. The one and only Busta Rhymes is him.
That's the bomb.
Oh, man.
Hell.
Oh, man. Thank you. What an introduction this morning, man. God damn, bro. You took him from baby dragon to grown dragon?
It's all accurate, though.
Peace to everybody this morning. I love y'all. And Sway, you already know how me and your lineage go, Heather B. You already know how beautiful and how long our lineage is as well. And it's always an honor and a pleasure to be able to connect. I'm not really feeling the distance that the circumstances are forcing us to have. I want to be in the same room with my family. You know, I want to hug Heather B and kiss her on the cheek. I want to give Sway the biggest pound and hug the God, and we look at each other and we skinning our teeth from the front 2 teeth all the way to the last 2 in the back where the root canals is at. You know what I'm saying? that's the way we smile when we see each other. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know, under the circumstances, it is what it is. So we're gonna feel each other energy and give each other as much energy as we can through this line. And I appreciate y'all for your time, and I'm always grateful to all of the love and support that y'all always show me, man. Y'all, like, it's the gods and the earth's in the building right now.
Oh, absolutely, man. The gods and the earth are in the building. And 2 things before we get into it. And you know, I appreciate your patience with me, Bus, homie to homie, and you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely, no. You know, Sway, you know something? I can't even let you finish that. You know how many times you put me in a position to not only look like I'm supposed to and feel like I'm supposed to my, you know, my team and my artists, and then to the world as a man, a friend, as an executive. Like, you know, you've done things for me too to help me put a spotlight on my new brothers and my family with this conglomerate thing. You know what I'm talking about. You let them brothers, you know, get an opportunity to speak and be seen by millions and be able to talk and be able to shine in a way that, you know, was bringing tears in the moment when we was having that moment. And, you know, you've been this person for me and to me for over 25 years, and it's never been a display of inconsistency in that. You ain't never got to say, pardon me, when it comes to nothing with us, brother. Like, you got to be one of the most thorough, upstanding, morally and principally correct, and a man that still commands that respect, not just professionally, but in the street too. You know what I'm saying? Being around some of the wolves and the hyenas and the gorillas and the lions walking through the jungle and always coming out unscathed. You've been that person, and that's a testament to who you are and the love and the respect that you've given so many that you only get that in return. You know what I'm saying? And it's an honor and a privilege to be able to say, damn, the big bro Sway is like my brother, and he loved me for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, there ain't no politically correct talk with us. Like, this shit is genuine love, bro. And I can't show you my appreciation enough. I'm grateful to you wanting to say sorry, but I gotta stop you and let you know you don't never gotta do that with me. You don't never gotta explain. You don't never gotta do nothing. When you can't do something, that shit don't change nothing. If you ain't available, how about this? If you was available for niggas all the time, then that means what the fuck Sway got going on for himself? He must not be doing enough for himself.
Yo, Sway lagging.
Now I'm gonna start. You know, that's when the niggas start questioning Sway. I hope he ain't evolving into some bum ass nigga shit. He ain't got enough going on. That's not possible with you. You've always been active in our, brotherhood of hip hop and our fraternity of MCs and in our culture. But it's even more beautiful that you are being active for the people that need your activity and your activeness. You know what I'm saying? You out here fighting for the people right now, bro. You meeting the call of duty right now. We need to be behind you, pushing you forward. So thank you, King. Fuck that. We need you to be doing what you feel is your calling right now. Because you ain't leave us. You still got us, but now you got other important things and you got to prioritize, man. And in these times, niggas got to start showing us better than they could tell us. And you definitely are doing that in every capacity of the meaning. So thank you, King. Ain't no sorries happening here. We celebrating your greatness today, too, bro.
That shit. Man,
Wow.
damn it, I'm about to, man, that was my
crying,
I'm almost crying, Heather B. That's my Hall of Fame speech right there. I'm just going to run with Busta said.
He gave me a whole flower shop,
Hey, but one thing you said, though, he gave me the whole flower shop. I'm good, because this is motherfucking Busta Rhymes. And he got the hottest collaboration out right now. Just look over your shoulder with Kendrick Lamar. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. That collaboration is for the 2021 BET Hip Hop Awards or Music Awards. The collaborations, look over your shoulder, with Kendrick Lamar, Busta Rhymes, and Michael Jackson should win the award. I'm going to put that out there, HB.
Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you, big bro.
Oh, man.
Real
Busta,
talk.
let me say this, because I know we only got a few minutes, but we're going to pick up, and what I was going to tell you, we're going to do what we talked about doing. You know, that's coming to fruition if you still want to do those things. But
hell yeah. You crazy shit.
Okay, cool.
You let me know when you ready. I'm always ready for that. I've longed for that. Like, you don't really understand how much you kind of left like a stain on my subconscious and on my conscience because of how phenomenal those moments were when you was really in that space. Like, nobody else could capture those moments better than you. From the whole Nas shit to the U and 50 shit. Like, I've always said, whatever it takes, I want to have a moment like that with Big Bro. And I don't give a fuck how long it takes. That's like, you know, those are like them Oprah moments that rappers always wanted but never could get. You that for us because you don't do that often for niggas. It's like you gotta really, really earn your right to passage to get that from Sway. And I feel like I bust my ass after 29 years. I think I'm worthy of that
shit now. Hey, man, Busta Rhymes here, man. Hey, we gonna do another one of these, but I want to make sure we hit this music because
let's do it.
Okay, because this album.
Hey, yo, listen to all of that. I know we got a few minutes, but my next thing ain't for a second. We gonna rock out. Fuck that, man.
Well, you got to call back because because it's other. I want to rock out with a better plan. I want to do this right, Bus.
I got you, King.
You feel me? And
Yep.
so today we're gonna do the prelude. It's just I want the citizens to be able to talk to Busta Rhymes. We got a lot of people that love you, man. 888-742-3345. But let me ask you this, and I want to say, this album, for me, just as a
Right.
oh shit, hold on, man. This album for me is thanks, HB. This album is a battle cry to me. Extinction Level Event to the Wrath of God. When I listen to the intro with Chris Rock, Rakim, and Pete Rock, when I listen to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, when I listen to the song with Rick Ross, Master Fard Muhammad, and I listen to the messaging in a song like Freedom, it's saying to me, this is how I interpret it, a lot of the consistency, the thread in this album is the wrath of God. It's the God himself is no longer going to take the oppression, the suppression, the depression. There's something coming. And I believe it was at the end of the song Freedom, you talked about how Snoop and others told you to pursue your calling, is what you said. That they said, this is your calling, pursue your calling. What do you what do you define as your calling? How do you see Busta Rhymes' calling today in 2020 different than what it was in the past?
You know, I've always dealt with the science and balance, like the balance of high science and heat, because I always felt being, you know, a representative and being in the name of the Father, the 13th man, you know, otherwise known as Clarence 13X. You know, I've had knowledge of self being in the 5% Nation of the Gods and Earth since I was, you know, 12, 13 years old. You mature with time as you get older and you get a better understanding of these incredible history that you get the opportunity to study and research and establish the proper understanding of. So, you know, throughout the years, I was able to always try to spark thought. And that's what my goal was, to always give people enough to make them feel like, I'm hearing some shit, and I might be learning some shit, and I might be getting some inspiration from some shit through this Busta Rhymes projects, these Busta Rhymes projects that might, you know, send me in a different direction or in a new direction of motivation. I want to get as closer to the truth as I can, regardless what your method is or what your faith is or what your perspective is. The truth is undisputed, regardless what perspective or religion or faith you come from. The only thing that changes lies. The truth don't. So, you know, along the course of the journey, I've always been one, when I speak with people, you know, the opportunity to build with people, with me being so passionate, every time I get the time to talk with people that I love or that I respect, or in general, you know, I was raised to understand that it's a duty of a civilized person to civilize the uncivilized people. So I'm trying to fulfill that obligation all the time, just based on the way I was molded, shaped, groomed, and committed to as an obligation, you know, having knowledge of self. There's accountability if you don't carry out your duty as well. You got information that can help empower your people and you don't give it to them. What the fuck do that make you? So, you know, along the course of these years of people knowing this of me, you know, I had a conversation with Snoop when we was supposed to be doing the verses. And me and Snoop smoked so long on the phone, I think it was one of the first times at this age and at this stage of my life where Snoop got to experience me in a very highly enlightened way and was able to experience a dialogue with me that showed him damn, Busta Rhymes is really walking with this thing that just feels powerful. And we was just chopping it up about a bunch of shit. We wasn't really dealing with high science, but the science was also just bleeding into the conversation as we was talking about regular shit. And Snoop was just like, yo, you a real powerful and articulate and a really incredible person when it comes to how you speak. And that shit just seemed like you got something else to do, Bus. And I was like, what you mean? He was like, it almost feel like it's your calling to do some other shit. Not like be no preacher or no minister, but just the way you speak to the people, bro. You might just need to try to fall into whatever that space is and accept that calling. And when he said that shit to me, I did freedom like within the next couple of days after that. So it was resonating with me in a way that just felt like it hit home. So I actually did freedom. I did the purge. And I went back and I changed my verse on ELE2, The Wrath of God, featuring the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, after me and Snoop had that conversation. And it just made everything that much more potent when I did them records and I revisited the me and Minister Louis Farrakhan collab. And it just really felt like, you know what? I'm gonna just allow the natural evolution to take me to whatever that place is. I still haven't put a title to it. I still don't know exactly what it's gonna be, but I know in the current time and space, I'm gonna do whatever that thing is that's leading me in the direction of that calling that I'm gonna come into a little bit deeper. It ain't like I ain't been doing it, but I don't think that I've been doing it at the capacity and at the magnitude that I'm doing it now. And it's also driven and inspired by the shit that's going on. There ain't no better time to give them the holy, sacred, and pure, unmixed, undiluted, and untampered with truth, and make it as powerful and as potent as it needs to be. And I think the people need shit like that even more so now because they want their souls fed. You know what I mean? I don't want it to feel like I'm beating anybody in the head or I'm being preachy, but I do want it to be that much more effective than it was because people also got to understand there's been a lot of growth over here with me as well, as a thinker, I'm in the best shape of my life, mind, body, and spirit right now. There's a whole other focus that went into, my being, and I want to share that. And I'm just going as hard as I can in inspiring people with that.
Okay. Because I saw a picture of Bus, and I called Shaheem Reed, and I said, "Hey man, where can I buy a 12-pack?" You know, they selling them on 125. Did y'all get that on Amazon? I mean, damn, yo.
You buy it from yourself. That's the
Yo, hey, Bus. I don't know if Shaw told you. I hit him immediately. Yo, what's up with Bus? Where y'all get that picture from? Is that like 2000? Is that 98? And he was like, nah, Bus. Got it together, man. I'm so proud of you. That's so inspiring. What made that happen? Like, it's, you've been dealing with, I mean, you were one size for a long period of time, and we watched you go up and down over the years. But this is different. Yeah. What was it that inspired it? What triggered it?
I kind of really let myself go bad when my father passed. When Chris Lighty passed, I that was challenging to deal with for me. Then when my father passed, that shit was even crazier for me. And I just got to an I give a fuck space about anything other than the shit that I absolutely had to do to keep the stability of my family and their well-being intact. And I didn't realize how selfish I was being, not giving a fuck about me, because, you know, your family, believe it or not, they're the ones who's supposed to be the ones most comfortable telling you the truth about yourself. But your family also love you so much that they don't tell you the truth about everything because they don't want to hurt your feelings neither. You know, when you love somebody, you try to also protect them from the pain, even if you lie sometimes. That shit doesn't make it right, but that's what we do. Those are some of the flaws that we come with as people. So as I'm just completely falling off this ladder, and I'm getting fatter and fatter, and I'm starting to go into this place that just was looking like this slippery slope that I was just sliding down deeper and deeper. I started to get sick. I ended up on 2 blood pressure medicines. I ended up on acid reflux medicine. I had developed this real fucked up sleep apnea. And then I started to have some issues with my breathing. So my oldest son, who was my road manager at the time, this is last year, let's say around January. I'm in L.A., and I'm doing some listening sessions at Dre's studio, Record One. And I had to meet with some executives with some agencies, and, you know, I was meeting with Sylvia Rome because I was still on Epic Records at the time. And I'm doing these different listening sessions, and my son was sitting in all of them with me. And then I think around, let's say, February 27th, I started the transformation journey. Because one day we were celebrating. We went to this club called Poppy's, and my brother Fred Matters was DJing. We was drinking and having a blast. Everything was beautiful. I did a little too much drinking that night. On the way to the crib, we get to my crib out in L.A., and it took about 20 minutes for my son and my security to wake me up to get me out the car. That's how much of like a coma I was in from drinking. But in the process of being in such a deep sleep, the sleep apnea was at its worst. So my son was hearing me and watching me breathe and go through this difficulty trying to just breathe in my sleep. Me not being aware of this shit because I'm in such a deep sleep, I didn't really peep none of this shit. I heard about how bad it was the next day. My son was so scared because he never seen this shit before that he actually was telling the security dudes if they could speak to me for him because he was so worried about how I was going to receive it coming from him, and he ain't want to hurt my feelings, that he told them he was scared, that he felt scared, like, to see that to the point where he thought that I might die. So I had lost my voice from turning up so much in the club that night that the next day I needed to go and see a throat and nasal doctor. So for the last 3 years, I would say from like 2016 to 2019, I was told by my throat doctor in New York that I was growing these polyps on my vocal cords. And, you know, they would get big, and then sometimes, you know, they would shrink based on, you know, me laying off the smoking and the drinking and the partying and the bullshitting. And I had to switch up the diet because the spicy food was burning my shit up too, so it was just creating this inflammation. So I would change it from time to time, but I like my motherfucking Jamaican food, homie, and I like motherfucking, you know, sipping a little tequila. You know, I like to, you know, enjoy living. Now, when I went to the throat doctor the next day, those doctor comes in after the nurse is in the room with me trying to, get all of my health insurance information. And she leaves, and then the doctor comes. And then when the doctor comes, first thing he asked me is if I was all right. And I said, yeah, I'm good. How you doing? He was like, I'm fine, but I just want you to know I can hear the way you're breathing from outside of this door before I came in. So, I'm with myself every day. From time to time, I would hear it, but, you don't hear it as much because you're with yourself every day. So he puts this shit down my nose. He goes into my throat, looks at my shit. He starts going, oh, my God, I can't believe what I'm seeing. You got to go to the emergency room right now. I'm calling an ambulance. I need you to go straight to UCLA Medical, and you need to be admitted in the emergency room. And I'm like, what the fuck is you talking about? He said that these polyps grew so big that it's blocking 90% of my breathing passage. And if he lets me go home, I take a shower, and I don't dry myself properly, and the central air system is blowing, and I catch a cold. I get a little swollen gland in my throat from a slight cold, and it blocks that last 10% of my breathing passage. I can die tonight. All this time, I thought the little breathing shit had something to do with me weighing 340 pounds at the time, heaviest I've ever been in my life. That wasn't the case, but the weight did contribute to it. But it was just these polyps grew so out of control that I needed to go to the emergency room. I go to UCLA Medical. They admit me right away. They perform the surgery the next day. I get out. And this surgery happens in March. So the proximity of time that it happened within was between the celebration of the Passion of Big. I did the surgery on the 10th. Biggie's anniversary of his passing was on the 9th. And Nipsey Hussle's send-off memorial service at the Staples Center was March 12th.
Wow.
I just was looking at the signs of that shit like, damn, two greats. We are in the middle of dealing with the celebration of the anniversary of the passing of one great, and we dealing with the mourning of the passing and memorial for the send-off of another great. And if you ain't paying attention to them signs and you're not making the necessary changes that you need to make at that point, it don't get no more real and no more divine than that. And you have the opportunity now to look at these signs and do something about it, or you deserve what you get after that. I'm like, I'm not going to be the third one dead, especially when I got all of this being put in my face, being that this is happening within this proximity of time. So my son was the straw that broke the camel's back. The surgery with my throat, the desire for me to want to get off these blood pressure meds and this acid reflux, and me not wanting to hear about sounding like I couldn't breathe with the sleep apnea no more. It just felt like way too much shit was going on.
Yeah.
And I'm too young to be having all of this shit happening at the same time.
Absolutely.
And the last thing I'm going to want is to die as a result of some shit that just came as a result of me just carelessly neglecting to take care of me. I'm so busy taking care of everybody else that I ain't taking care of me. And, just a lot of poor judgment. Yeah. I, at that point, made a decision to start getting my shit together. So I went on my transformation journey right there. On the way to the crib from the hospital, Dexter Jackson, who is a professional bodybuilder and former Mr. Olympia champ, 9 times Arnold Classic champ, and the longest bodybuilding professional Mr. Olympia competitor in the history of the sport, was on his Insta story, and he tagged me while he was spitting the bars to put your hands in mine to see in his Range Rover. And I looked at that, and I was like, this ain't no coincidence. I DM'd him. And I was like, I need your help, brother. I'm a huge fan. You know, is there a number that I could reach you at? He sent me his number. I called him, and I said to him, I need your help, bro. I mean, it was more in depth of a conversation, but the point is I just told him I needed his help, and I don't have no patience. I want results immediately and in the most minimal amount of time. And he said, all right, if you're serious. He's like, first of all, you ain't serious. And I said, I'm absolutely serious. He said, well, if you're serious, you need to come and move to Jacksonville for 30 days and tell everybody that they can't see you, they can't come out here, and they just got to give you your space for 30 days.
Wow.
I said, I'm coming. So I ended up renting a nice, beautiful mansion out there and, talked to him about my meal prep when I got my blood work done so he can make sure that I'm in a condition enough to get my ass whooped in that gym and I ain't going to collapse in there. And we immediately got on this journey. So I went and got me a masseuse. I got a meal prep chef. I got my recording engineer. I got a cameraman to document the whole journey. 1 security, 1 assistant. 6 of us. We all stayed in one crib. I trained 6 days a week, 3 times a day, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 2 times a day, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays.
Damn.
I would wake up in the morning. I go to the gym, do fasted cardio on an empty stomach for an hour, come back and eat. Go back to the gym 2 hours later. I would eat a pre-workout meal. I would do a 1.5 hour workout with weights, eat a post-workout meal, come back to the crib. 2 hours later, eat another meal. Go back to the gym, do circuit training with his wife. That's with the ropes and shit and the big medicine ball and intervals on the bike, all of that crazy shit that take your breath away and make you feel like you can't breathe and you're about to die. So 3 workouts one day. They was busting my ass so much, all I could do was eat and sleep. We didn't go to no movies. We didn't go to no clubs. We didn't go do nothing. Only time that I might have did anything that was involved with music is if I caught a vibe on a Sunday when we had the off day to recuperate. And I would, watch a couple flicks off the Fire Stick and record. And that was it. And when I was done with that, I came back to New York for a week, and then me and Dexter Jackson went to L.A. because he needed to be out there with the legend bodybuilder trainer Charles Glass and Ahmad. And he was starting to deal with his prep for the Mr. Olympia bodybuilding competition in 2019. So to continue to train with him, I went out there too. I'm in L.A. from April 1st all the way until July, banging out with Dexter Jackson at Gold's Gym in Venice. And then from July all the way to now, I got back with my original trainer who did my first transformation for the Big Bang album. His name is Victor Munoz. And he is a professional icon bodybuilder trainer for like Victor Martinez and John De La Rosa and a few other, IFBB professional bodybuilder competitors for the Mr. Olympia as well. And I did the majority of my transformation with him. So from July 2019 all the way until about 5 weeks ago, when y'all saw that picture with the six-pack, I did all of that with Victor Munoz. So Dexter Jackson and Victor Munoz, they snapped me back together.
They got you back together.
Victor Munoz did the majority of the transformation. And when the COVID kicked in on March, and the gym shut down, the legendary Kai Green, who also is an iconic legend, Mr. Olympia bodybuilder competitor, but now his own entity and probably way bigger now than he was when he was competing. He got a huge 14,000 square foot private gym in Jersey. So he opened his doors to me and let me train privately so that, all of the COVID protocol was being honored and respected. He was the only one that trained in there outside of me. and I was grateful that he blessed me to be able to come into his space and still be able to push forward on my transformation journey so I wouldn't regress. And I just kept pushing and kept going until, you know, I showed the world what the before and after was.
Yeah.
And it's been an incredible feeling with incredible results. And I just wanted to be able to inspire people in an incredible way and make sure that they can really get the friendly reminder of knowing never, ever give up or discount yourself or discredit yourself from being the greatest motherfucker you could possibly be in any point in time in your life once you make the decision and you're ready to go full-fledged. And don't let nobody else count you out neither.
Yeah.
Fuck what the talk is. You can always show a motherfucker better than you could tell them. That's how you silence motherfuckers.
Busta didn't use the gym being shut down is not a way to stay sexy. What you doing, Sway?
Oh, man. See, Bus, you done messed me up. I ain't got no excuse now. Damn.
Sway playing COVID while
regimen.
working out at the gym. Busta said you can't use COVID, Sway.
I can't even use COVID. Bus, listen, man. God bless you, man. Man. Listen, that's an amazing-ass story.
Crazy.
Thank you,
Wow.
bro.
That's an amazing story. And it wasn't an overnight. It wasn't an overnight process. It was a commitment. It was discipline. And I swear to you on everything, it transcends into this album. I get it now. Because your album is on wings. It's a consistent. It's very the continuity is great. I know you had a lot of songs to choose from. I've been in the studio I don't know how many times with Bus over the years, HB, just like, man, when you going to put this out, dog? What are we doing? It's like, what are we doing? But this body of work reflects that. Bus, how much you weigh now?
I was 340. I now weigh 254, so I'm almost 100 pounds down.
Wow.
Damn, big round.
What you doing, Sway?
Heather be busting your ass over there, Sway.
Yo, every day, Bus. Bus, I don't get no breather room, Bus. Help me, Bus. Come on. Hey, Bus. She was on you the other day. She was talking about a time back in, I want to say, 1990, 91. That
this
leaders.
Was 90.
What was it? Leaders were performing. 90.
Yeah.
And what was the story? Leaders was performing
at car wash Quando's downtown.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Yes.
Legendary.
Yeah, we had legendary. We had a 2-day. We were doing a 2-day shoot. Live recording of Boogie Down Productions, the edutainment album. Back in 1990, we had 2 days. And y'all was there for one of the days opening up, performing. And I never forgot that. And I was just saying this way, like, imagine that was 1990 and it's 2020 and we still talk about Busta. Like, that shit is legit crazy. Like, that's legendary. Legendary.
Thank you so much. It's crazy that you bring up Quando and Car Wash. Damn it. That's Amanda Sheard Demi right there, them days.
Facts,
Word.
Bus. That's crazy. That's right. Wow.
Word. Amanda Sheard Demi. She was like the first Jessica Rosenbaum and shit.
Oh, like a promoter. Yeah.
Yeah. You know who Ted Demi is, right?
Yeah, Ted Demi from MTV.
And Jonathan Demi
as
well.
Yeah, and then Jen Demi, her sister, still works at MTV. So Jen Demi is doing a lot of things. Yeah.
Wow, to this day, she still work there?
She still worked there. Bus, I'm still under contract with MTV.
I know you still, man. I know.
Yeah, so
I just didn't know that Ted Demi's sister was still over there.
Yeah, Jen Demi, she's awesome. We've done like a lot of the stuff I did over the years. One of the first things I did was a Wild Style reunion or anniversary, and we went to the amphitheater that they shot that end scene where everybody's at the amphitheater. Yeah, and then we did a whole. Jen Demi was the one who produced the whole series we did around that. This is early man. She's so hip hop, it's ridiculous. She loved the culture. Hey, Bus, I got Maury Povich on the line, man. You want to say hi to him? He's been waiting. Can you say hi to him?
Yeah. Why
okay, hold on, man, because Maury's been very patient, Bus. But you were just telling us. Maury, you there?
I just heard that story. Busta, That's some story.
Hey, Maury, how you doing? It's such a pleasure to talk to you. How you feeling?
Nice to talk to you. I'm fine, and I bet you're fine going from 340 to 254. It's pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, I'm
wow. I wish
another plane of energy.
You got to tell me how I got a kid who could lose about 50.
You know what?
Maury, you ain't right, Maury. Hey, Bus. Hey, Maury, hold on for a sec. Bus, I just wanted to say I love you, and we gonna do this bigger. Okay, we're gonna do this
Absolutely.
Again. All right.
Whenever you ready, I love you, Sway. I love you, Heather B. Maury, I salute you. I appreciate all of y'all. Have a wonderful day.
Hey, Buzz, just so you know, Tracy G rides shotgun for us, too. You remember Tracy G.
Tracy
Love
G.
you, Buzz.
I salute you, Queen.
There you go.
Same here, King. Mutual.
All right, Buzz, we love you,
so
man.
Much.
Absolutely.
One more time before I leave, I just want everybody to know, go out there and experience and be a part of the experience. Extinction Level Event 2, The Wrath of God, available and streaming everywhere right now. And just recently on Monday, November 2nd, I reissued the album as a Extinction Level Event 2, The Wrath of God, Reloaded, and we put 4 more bangers on there. So experience that as well. Have an incredible day, everybody. Salute, salute, salute.
Salute, Busta Rhymes, ladies and gentlemen. Busta Rhymes.